Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too.
Hey babies, and welcome back to Kisses and Chaos. This is your host Lucy, and I am literally recording this video 7 hours before the pod drops because my computer crashed and I was supposed to have my first interview come out, my first episode with somebody else, which I'm so excited for. It's such a funny episode and I think you guys will love it. But yeah, my computer crashed and now everything's restoring and it's just taking like a million years. So I was like, okay, I have to record something very fucking quickly. This episode is a love letter to all the girls and boys and theys and thems that have shapeshifted, contorted, and have rebranded themselves so many times they barely even recognize themselves. Like me, if you've been here since the very beginning, 2019 days, I've been the alien. And then I was a girlfriend of somebody, and that was like basically my whole identity. And then I was the bass act that went pop, and the crazy ex-girlfriend, the industry plant, the industry robot. Today, we're diving into the mess of identity crises because Lord knows I've had a lot. And I'm going to tell you everything, the failed eras, the chaos, and how I finally have now found my way back home. So if you're in the thick of it and you're literally not really recognizing yourself or just have really no idea who the fuck you are, buckle up, baby. So when I first started doing music, I really was like this 21-year-old wook from Orlando, Florida, who loved alien bass. And like, I did only wear like big t-shirts at the time. I did do that because I remember even like me going like this guy who was like kind of a guy that like made DJs bigger or whatever. He literally was like, no one's going to take you seriously. Like you can't sexualize yourself and you can't say like you're gay and then dress sexy because then the guys won't want you because you're gay and then the girls will get mad at you. And it's just like, what? Like that doesn't even make sense. So whatever. I was just scared and I was 21. I was like, okay, I'll just do whatever these people say. So yeah, I like floated through that for a little bit. And like, I kind of like, you're 21. Like I didn't really know who I was, but I felt like I really knew, And then I started dating somebody who had a very big presence in the EDM world. And I kind of like fell into the trap of being that person's girlfriend. Like I wasn't really even like Lucy, the artist anymore. I was more like this person's girlfriend. And it sucked because it felt like, all the years that I worked for to get to like a certain point was all being kind of clouded by me just like falling in love with somebody who was big in the industry. And, even people were like, oh, it was like, she's ghost produced by her girlfriend. And I was like, oh, well, at least they're thinking like another girl is making my music. Progressive, And when I became their ex-girlfriend, it was like a sudden shift. Like every song I made was about them. And I was trying to get clout and like terrorize this person and make them look like a bad person. And really, I'm just like this girl who has always made breakup songs and love songs. And they were just coming out after like, after a couple months after a breakup. And it's like these songs that weren't even about this person at the time. Like they were all songs because songs sometimes can take years to come out. So I was just like, but all of a sudden it was just like, oh, it seemed like I fit this false narrative that everyone wanted me to. And I didn't really have a say. Like I wasn't even really an artist anymore. I just felt like an ex-girlfriend to somebody, which was very, very hard for me because I loved EDM and I loved the community. And I just felt like alone, And then I had a fucking identity crisis. I bought like every puffer jacket in the goddamn world and thought I was like Billie Eilish, and started dressing like, a little bit more, I don't even know what to call it. I definitely wear a lot of whale tails, which I still love. I still love a thong up the ass. Like I think it's a good time, but, I'm like 24 trying to figure this out. I have no idea who the fuck I am. Like everyone's saying everyone's saying that I'm like this clout chaser. And I didn't feel like the alien anymore, that was my URL. It was never my name, but it was my URL to be like Lucy the Alien. I didn't feel like just making like space-based music anymore. And yeah, like it was hard because everyone was like, oh, all these songs are about her. And it suddenly became all about like this drama instead of like the actual music. It's like I'm all of a sudden like labeled obsessive and toxic and crazy for just like doing what I've always done, like just like make music about my life and put it out, you know? But now everyone like had a face to it and they just like made it like such an intense deal that it made me like not even want to release music, honestly. And it was like, I'm not the artist anymore. I'm the ex-girlfriend. And I started to believe all the shit they were saying about me, you know? And it just like made me really fall out of love with EDM. And that gave me a fucking identity crisis. Cause like I have loved EDM since I was like 16 years old, or probably even before that. I remember when I heard Bangarang for the first time, my Skrillex, I was just like, this is fucking everything. And I went to EDC Orlando when I was 16. It was just like everything that I have loved for so long was just being like, I was just falling out of love with it. And I thought it was because, you know, everything started like sounding the same to me. It was like during like the peekaboo era where like everybody was literally making like the same drop like over and over again. It's a cool drop. It's like just like this one sustained note. And then like obviously I was having like a sour taste in my mouth because everyone's fucking hating on me. And I was just like, dude, fuck this. So that gave me a massive identity crisis. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a pop album. It was almost like my like fuck you album in the sense. I was just like, you know what? Like you fucking hate me being in an EDM. Well, I'm gonna fucking go to pop. And at the time, like I love making pop music. I love pop music in general. Like if you come to my sets, like you're going to hear pop girlies all night, baby, because I love it. I love pop. I think it's like the best genre in my opinion. I think it's just so universal. I also love that it's woman dominated. Like I just think it's so good. And I love making it. I love songwriting, you know? And after everything, like I just wanted something different. I wanted like a whole new lane. I honestly just wanted I just wanted to be different. Like I wanted to get away from everything I was. I didn't want to be the ex-girlfriend anymore. I didn't want to be the alien. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do something fucking completely different. And, you know, I had a lot of trouble with that because like, you know, the label like dropped me or whatever. So it didn't even come out for like 3 years, which sucked because by the time it came out, I was like so fucking over it. And by the time it came out, like I already knew I wanted to go back to bass because when I was touring the songs, I was like, this isn't the same. I actually had like a pop performance at this place called Girls in Wonderland. It's like a big lesbian event. And I had dancers and there's videos. Oh, it's so awkward. It's so awkward. It's so bad. But that was like one of the performances. I was just like, God, like I miss DJing. Like I miss it. And it was so crazy because, you know, before, I almost like hated DJing again. Like I think I just like because I was like so I fell in love with it and like all the hate online and like the depression and anxiety within myself and like everything going behind the scenes. Like I just kind of like fell out of like a love of the scene and like DJing and stuff. I would like actually like cry after my sets and be like, I just want to like sing. Like I don't even want DJ. And then as soon as I only sing, I'm like, I miss DJing. That's so fucking confusing, you know? So obviously identity crises were like, woo, they were going off. They were going off. I tried to escape EDM, but then I missed it so fucking much. And that's how I knew it wasn't even about like the genre of music I was playing. It was more so like finding myself again and finding why I fell in love with bass music in general. I remember my friend came up to me like 3 years ago. He's like, I think you're just trying to escape. He's like, I have seen you play and you are meant to do this. You are meant to play this. You just have been dealt some shitty card. I remember when he said that, I was just like, maybe you're fucking right. Because he's known me forever. He's known me since I like started my project. And he was like, the passion in your eyes have, like the light in your eyes is gone. But like, honestly, guys, like the music industry is very, very tough and being in the spotlight is tough. And I know like you asked for it, but like getting a ton of hate, like no one is really prepared for. And also like when you're going through a lot of personal stuff, like I've struggled with like depression and anxiety, my whole life. And I'm also on the spectrum and I didn't even know I was on the spectrum until like literally like 2 years ago. So I think like, you know, it would be hard for anybody, especially because I've been doing it since I was 20. So it's like, you know, I'm 28 now. But yeah, so then, you know, after that era, I was like, fuck this. Like I'm going back, you know, I'm going back to bass. And I started like making melodic bass because I was like listening to like a lot of Slander and Millennium. And I do really like their music. I definitely love like I definitely love it. And so I started like making a ton of melodic bass. And melodic bass was just like kind of easy for me to make, you know? And I was like, okay, you know, I had like songs like Drugs and 22 and stuff. And I was just like, you know, what is like an era that I can bring that kind of like resembles these songs? And because they were so lighthearted, you know? And I thought of Enchanted, which if you guys are new here and you don't know what Enchanted was, it was my era last year. It was like mystical and like fairies, which is like so opposite from me. And I was so miserable that during that era. I also like in my whole entire being, I thought that era was gonna pop off. I'm like, it's aesthetically pleasing. I have mushrooms on stage, you know, because I'm like seeing all this other stuff pop off. Like the alien era and stuff is like so massive right now, and it's like who I used to be like fucking 6 years ago. So I was just like, you know, what's more me? You know, I could do like little gothic fairies, but it it didn't pop off. And also, I don't even like playing like half of the songs I made last year. And I think it's because they're not heavy. Like I love heavy bass. I think I just like fucking fell out of love with it. I don't know why. But like while I'm like playing these melodic songs, I'm like, "Ah, I wish they were heavier. Like I need them, you know, like, and that was like kind of a realization to me that I need to go back to my roots. And it's funny because there was this management team who I really wanted to sign to. And I felt really, really good about them. And they like gave me a call and they're like, hey, like, we love, you know, we've loved like what you've done and stuff. I think like it would be a really good idea to like introduce like the alien and like bring back like alien branding and do like Return of the Alien. And I'm just like, I feel like you guys only want that because like alien base and like space base and experimental base is massive right now. You know, like the branding, the colorfulness, you know. And there's no hate to that. Like I think the branding's, you know, it's really cool and it really like works for a lot of people, but like it's not who I am. And I just left Enchanted, you know, so I just like had this identity crisis in Enchanted because it was so bright and it was so different than who I was. That's why in Enchanted, you see, if you watch the era, you see how it turned from Enchanted to Lore of the Fae, and Lore of the Fae was more punky, more like medieval lore, like Fae vibes. And that's because honestly, if you want me to be so fucking honest, I really did not have that planned. It was because I was so fucking miserable wearing colorful shit. And like, even the music video, like the music video with Hera, Sunflower Raver, Drugs, such a good music video. I love that. But like the other ones, I was just like, and after Electric Forest happened, if you guys don't know, my Electric Forest set got rained out and I've wanted to play Electric Forest. I was supposed to, I've been booked 3 times. 2020 doesn't happen. 2021, they couldn't pull the festival together or something happened. Like the festival didn't happen. And then I finally get booked last year and I only get 7 minutes because of the rain and it just like destroyed me. I haven't been that fucking heartbroken in so long. Like I worked so hard. That was my only festival that year, because my agent fucked me over. And so I put my heart and my soul into making that set the best I could and only getting 7 minutes. It was like a slap in the face. And I just like wondered if that was like the universe being like, bitch, like this isn't even you. Like this is a gimmick. Like you're trying to be somebody you're not. And that's why I very quickly figured out, okay, Enchanted is a concept era because I had, you know, I was trying to be what everybody wanted. And then so when that manager is like, we want you to be the alien again because it will, you know, it's popping off right now. I was just like, fuck no. I was like, no, hell no. I was like, I don't want to do that again because it's not authentic to me. And like at this point, I think I have figured, I've always tried to be what everybody wanted me to be. And I think I'm just like at the point where I'm like, no, I'm going to fucking be myself. And like, that's what like Forevermore is. And, honestly, my shows are selling out. My TikToks and my Instagrams are doing better. I'm just like being me. I'm just being 100% authentic to me. But like, I think it takes like having those identity crises and those really confusing moments in life to figure out who you are. Because even when I did Enchanted, I knew I was a punky girl. I'm a gothic girl. I love Halloween more than anything. I love Tim Burton. I love all these things. Like if you looked around my studio, it's all Halloween. And it's just like, why am I not just being myself? I think I've been told who to be since I was 21 as an artist. You know, I was told to be the alien, and then I was told to be like a Fletcher pop star, and I was told to be an Millennium, and then I was told, you know, and then it's just like, fuck all that. I just want to be me. And like, maybe I had to go through all these eras and these failures to kind of get back to my roots, because at the end of the day, I do fucking love dubstep. But you know, it's really fucking tough. And it can make you feel so lost and confused. And it's really hard to look in the mirror and not recognize yourself. Like when I was doing Enchanted, I was just like, I have no idea who the fuck I am. Like I, I just felt so lost. And I felt like I definitely did this because I thought it was going to pop me off more. Because anytime I would have talks with labels, they'd be like, okay, well, what's your brand? Like, you know, like Marshmallow has his helmet and this person has this. And it's like, well, the brand is fucking me and your brand is you. You don't need to be what anybody else wants, because like, as soon as I fucking started just being myself and like dressing sexy and dressing how I wanted and having gothic stuff and having like, I have like the Corpse Bride behind me now as my visuals and stuff, just being truly me, I really feel like I've connected more with my audience than ever before. And I think why I did Enchanted was because like, I felt like I failed my pop pivot, you know, like I made a massive deal about leaving. And when I left, and do I think if I would have stayed in pop, I could have became successful in it? Yeah, I do. But I also think I would have been unhappy and I would have been running away from something. And that's why, you know, Enchanted come about, because I just thought like, okay, like I got to get people's attention. I got to do something. I got to do something super different. And I think I remember this fan came up to me at my Brooklyn Mirage show, and she goes, why didn't you just stay doing like your emo punky stuff? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I feel like this era isn't you at all. And I was just like, really? She's like, yeah, I feel like you'd be really successful if you just be your like, you know, your normal sexy emo girl self. And I was like, damn, like this is this is a joke. But there's a thing called false self syndrome. It's when you create an identity to gain approval. Maybe, you know, I still had it in the back of my head, like I shouldn't dress sexy, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, you know, so I was just like, okay, I'll do this. And then it came at the fucking cost of my fucking sanity. And there's a thing called masking. And if you're a neurodivergent, you probably know what this is. I've definitely done it a lot. It's basically like when you're not being 100% yourself, like you're kind of like, even like acting like others. And it can lead to burnout and depression and anxiety, because holy shit, I think I was just like masking so hard because I was like, well, this is what the kids want. Like they want this, you know, like everyone's like obsessed with this branding. Maybe I should do it. And Enchanted wasn't even like a rebrand. It was more like an identity crisis covered in glitter. I was like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something because I'm drowning here. And I was just really lost, and everyone had such opinions on what I should do. And yeah, it was really tough. In the middle of all this fucking chaos, I went to a psychic, and she was like, you will never be successful unless you're 100% yourself. And let me tell you, I'm a month away from premiering Enchanted. I've already recorded the music video. I have everything planned. I bought so many goddamn mushrooms. And I remember I just looked at my best friend Lana. I was like, fuck. Like we both did, because we both knew like, and I remember I had some friends being like, you don't sound very excited about this era. And I was like, oh, well, the kids are going to love it. And I think it didn't connect because I didn't connect with it. You know, it wasn't who I truly was. And that's why when someone's like, you should be the alien again, it's like, well, okay, how much of a like people call me a sellout anyways, but how much of a sellout would I be if I just like went back to being the alien because it's like a popular brand and like style of music right now? Like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. And the moment I stopped faking it and stopped pretending to be somebody else, I swear to God, like things have just been like so goddamn different. Like everyone is, like the response I'm getting is just insane. And I have so many fans, and like my shows are selling so well. And it's just like, I really feel like I'm back on track of my purpose. Authenticity equals alignment, which then equals fulfillment. Being true to yourself is the biggest predictor of life satisfaction. These big ass words are killing my dyslexia. And if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't really know, like, have I had an identity crisis? Bet you would know. Because maybe you change your aesthetic every time you're around different people. You feel burnt out by your own work or your own projects. You feel fake even when succeeding. You crave validation but hate being perceived. And the biggest one, you don't even know what you like anymore. If you're in an identity crisis, it means your soul is trying to come back online, but there's no fucking Wi-Fi. It's like, please give me a hotspot. Give me a hotspot. Like, and I'm sure, you know, obviously I've given you guys so much goddamn lore on everything. And I know, like, if you've listened to some of the other episodes, I've definitely touched on these things. But trying to find yourself again is very, very difficult. I knew midway through Enchanted, like, okay, like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never going to try to be what anybody wants. I'm never going to try to do this to get this agent's attention or this festival's attention. No, I'm just going to be fucking me. But, like, how do you get that level? Like, obviously there comes to a point where, like, there has to be like a level of confidence, because if you're having identity crises, like, you're probably not extremely confident. You have to detox from external voices. If your team, your ex, your friends, your family, your fans are dictating your vibe, you need to pause. Like, a big thing for me was the amount of messages I was getting every day that were like, I miss Lucy the Alien. Please come back. Like, I hate your new music. Like, I hate this. And, you know, I think that was like a massive reason why I started having like so many identity crises, and definitely did not help my anxiety and depression, because I was like, okay, like they don't like me. They don't like who I'm growing into. And that's okay. Like, with some artists, like, I don't like everything they make, you know? But I definitely don't voice that to them. Like Ethel Cain, I didn't love her last album, Perverts. But like, I love her. And I think artists should express themselves freely and have that. And we also have the knowledge of knowing, like, not everyone's going to like it, but I think I was letting a lot of people's voices get into my head. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be the alien again. So I'll give them fairies, or I'll do this, mushrooms, this, I don't know. And I was just like, no, like, just fucking be yourself. Because, you know, I will post like a hot photo of me or something, and then like people be like, she's only here because she's hot. And it's like, actually, dude, I was told not to do this. I was told not to. And I actually think sometimes it might hurt me more. But at the same time, like, fuck it. Like, I want to be a paveway to women that we're women are beautiful. We deserve to be fucking show off our body and our beauty. And if you are thinking like, oh, okay, I'm hot, so I must be like sleeping my way to the top, like, that's your own fucking projection, because you're probably just miserable. And I think, you know, and what I was saying before with like the fans, like, they obviously just like wanted me to be the alien again, because, you know, it's comfortable and like it's who they met me as. And I understand it's hard to go through change, but it's also like so beautiful to still have fans that have been with me since that era and have loved every era, or have just like followed me and like appreciated me and like see the artistry and like the things I do. I think like that's really, really special. And it's really hard to not let those outside voices of like, oh, you shouldn't have changed, or you should go back to this, or you should do this. Like, it's really fucking difficult, but you can't let that determine your worth or who you are, because they don't fucking know you. They know who you presented yourself to be at that time, but they don't really know you. Only you do. And that's why, like, even like fans or friends or family, like, or teams, oh my God, my teams have had so many different opinions on my shit. And it's exhausting. And I used to like not really speak up for myself. And now I do. Now I'm like, okay, no, I'm not doing this, this, and this. And I think that not really listening to anybody and only listening to yourself and your intuition is going to be the best bet for all of us. I want you to do stuff or make something only for you. Like, don't show anybody, just do it for you. No pressure, no timeline, just falling in love with things that you used to. Like, literally, if you used to love painting, like, try to paint again. You know, maybe it's not for you. Maybe, you know, you'll just paint and then you'll be like, yeah, no, I'm thinking past that. But maybe you will do it and like reconnect with like a deeper inner part of yourself that you haven't done in a long time. Like, when I started playing dubstep again, I was like, yup, I'm back. Yup, I fucking miss this shit. Like, is my neck killing me? Yes, I have a fractured neck. Am I still gonna headbang? Yes, because I love dubstep. And did it take me like a little detour, like a little pop melodic bass detour to get back here? Yeah, but like sometimes you have to go on those detours, and sometimes they're a beautiful thing, because I think now, like, I am back playing festivals and shows. It feels right. It feels good again. I'm so appreciative. I'm way more appreciative than I was before, because I know how it feels not to have that. And I think that not having the pressure on myself, like, and just like being able to like make my sets, and like just like being like, I'm just gonna play this because I want to listen to it, has been really freeing. And I think it could be for you too. If you are somebody who changes your aesthetic and stuff, especially like when you're around people, girl, stop doing that. Be yourself. I'm always the goth girly in the group. Unless I'm with like some of my witches that dress gothy, I'm always that girl. Like, oh my God, if I'm with my family looks like they all shop at fucking Ralph Lauren. So I'm always the emo in the group, and I'm totally cool with it. So I want you to dress how you want to dress by yourself. Like, just get dressed up and like have a little date by yourself in your room, and like dress exactly how you want to dress. If you want to dress emo goth, dress it. If you want to dress fucking preppy, even though I don't think you should be super scared of that. I think everybody is very, I think, you know, that's very common. But, you know, if you want to dress like a certain way, or like paint your fucking face white, or, you know, like the goth makeup, or dress like a fucking drag queen, baby, you do it. You do it and see how it feels. And then maybe start like maybe going out with it, you know? Like, we need more emo queens, okay? To really get over an identity crisis, you need to forgive the past versions of you. Like for me, it was the alien, the ex-girlfriend, failed pop pivot, the lost one, because all of those past versions of you, they have made you into who you are now. They are making you into who you truly are. Like, I can look back on those versions of myself and feel really appreciative that I went through them, because I have never felt more confident in who I've been now and who I am now. And I think it's really beautiful, and it's also kind of cool. Like, you're like, wow, I've I've had a lot of eras. I've had a lot of journeys. And I think that when you forgive yourself for, you know, taking like the wrong detours, or fucking things up in the past, like, it could just make you feel better for the future, and it could make you actually like start to understand yourself more. And when you give yourself that forgiveness, it will take the biggest weight off your shoulders. And I think you can start truly seeing like who you are, and figuring that out, and not having judgment on yourself, because the amount of judgment we give like ourselves is insane. I want you guys to follow what makes you feel alive. I don't want you guys to follow like what you think could get likes, or do this because you're like, oh, well, this fucking big influencer does it. No, I want you to do things that make you feel good. Like, if you're not like a get ready with me kind of influencer, then don't fucking do them. I've tried to do them so many times and I'm fucking terrible. And I hate doing them. So I'm like, why am I doing them? Like, what, or fucking want like the manager that wanted me to be the alien again. Like, why would I do that when I don't feel passionate about it? You know, it's so important to do things that make you happy, because like, guys, we only live fucking once. So it's like, why are you making yourself miserable? Yeah, change is scary, but isn't staying in the same cycle scarier and being miserable? You can't pop off and be successful pretending to be somebody that you don't even like. Like, I think if I had to be a fucking fairy or an alien for even another second, I would have hopped in front of a train or something. Like, I'm not even kidding. And if you're spiraling or feeling lost or stuck in between of all these different versions of yourself, you're not broken. You're just figuring out who you are. And that's honestly beautiful. Like, guys, listen to my story. I have been an alien, a fairy. I've been like the crazy ex-girlfriend. I've been the failed pop pivot DJ. Like, I've been it all. Like, you have to forgive yourself, and you have to realize like you're going to figure yourself out eventually. You got to do things that make you feel more like you. Like, when I was stuck in enchantment, I was like, this is not me at all. Like, and the amount of mosquito bites I got from being outside, I hated it. I was like, I want to be in like a gothic cathedral and like dress sexy. I don't want to be in these fucking fairy wings, you know, like, but I was doing that too because I thought people were going to like it, instead of thinking what I want to do. And that's what you need to do. You need to stop giving a fuck what people think, and you need to live for you and nobody else. I love you guys all so much. I hope you guys love this chaotic identity crisis is lore. It's funny because even when I was younger, I was so many different eras. Like my sister would see me one day and I looked like a preppy cheerleader, and the next day I had like a scene haircut. So it's just who I am. I mean, definitely got a little bit of bipolar in me for sure. But I also think I'm just like, I think it's kind of cool, like to have so many eras of yourself and then kind of start figuring out who you are. But I've always been a spooky Halloween gothic girl inside. I just think like sometimes it just takes you a while to really fully express that, you know? And don't even get me started if you go through breakups, because breakups like can make you fucking, because like when I went through one of my breakups and I had my pumpkin, I couldn't even like look at Halloween stuff. Like I didn't even like my mom got me like this really cute like Jack Skellington like sweatpant thing, and I was just like kind of annoyed with it because it like almost like reminded me of this person, but it was myself, like it was me. So sometimes when you go through breakups and you guys share something, even though you loved it, it kind of can alter that and make you kind of feel like shit. So I think sometimes that's like a really big issue when you go through like breakups and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, baby, if you liked it, it's not theirs, it's yours. My camera died. Everything's fine. It's not like I'm on a fucking time limit. Anyways, I love you guys all so fucking much. I'm sorry that this episode has been rushed. I didn't even have time to do my hair or anything. I'm sure I kind of look like, you know, a rat nest, but it's okay. But I love you guys. We'll have the first guest on Kisses and Chaos next week. I'm so excited. If you guys want updates, by the way, with the girl I'm seeing, we're taking it slow right now, and I feel really good about that because I'm just overwhelmed in general, and I don't want to like rush into anything too soon. But she's super patient and understanding. But I love you guys all so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and comment on Spotify and Apple. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Baby, I'm a gangster too.